the Agricultural Attaché at the U.S. Consulate General here in Ho Chi Minh City. And I have to say, I am very, very happy to see all of you here tonight for this event, celebrating women in ag. And then first, I wanted to give the first and biggest thanks to our Consul General, Marie Demore, for hosting all of us today at her residence. So Consul General Demore is a career member of the Senior Foreign Service and has been serving in her current role here in Ho Chi Minh City since August 2019. And as many of you know, CG Demore is a great friend of Vietnam. This is actually her second tour here in Ho Chi Minh City. So I'm going to hand it over to you. Thank you.
Yeah. Xin chào tất cả các quý vị. Thank you for joining us this evening. It's a great privilege to host you in my residence, and I, like Megan, am thrilled to be here to celebrate women in agriculture.
Cảm ơn các bạn đã đến tư dinh của tôi để tham dự sự kiện giao lưu tuyệt vời tối nay mang chủ đề phụ nữ trong lĩnh vực nông nghiệp cùng tôi và cô Megan Francis.
I have been participating and hosting numerous events in the month of March to celebrate International Women's Day and Women's History Month in the United States, and I'm delighted to see such a wonderful turnout this evening. Thank you for coming.
Tôi đã chủ trì và tham gia rất nhiều sự kiện trong tháng 3 nhân dịp Ngày Quốc tế Phụ nữ và tháng tôn vinh phụ nữ. Tôi rất vinh hạnh khi thấy có rất nhiều vị khách quý đến tham dự sự kiện tối nay.
During his remarks on International Women's Day, President Biden underscored that the United States is committed to honoring women by investing in their opportunity, security, and well-being.
Trong bài phát biểu nhân dịp Ngày Quốc tế Phụ nữ, Tổng thống Biden đã nhấn mạnh rằng Hoa Kỳ cam kết tôn trọng và hỗ trợ phụ nữ thông qua việc đầu tư các cơ hội an sinh và phúc lợi.
That's a priority for U.S. foreign policy and for our diplomatic engagements across the globe. And this event tonight is intended to recognize women in agriculture and agribusiness.
Đây là một ưu tiên của chính sách đối ngoại Hoa Kỳ và cam kết ngoại giao của chúng tôi trên toàn thế giới, và sự kiện tối nay thể hiện điều đó.
Throughout my time in Vietnam, I have been incredibly impressed by the prevalence of women in business particularly, and the role that women are playing here in business in Vietnam.
Trong suốt nhiệm kỳ của tôi tại Việt Nam, tôi rất ấn tượng khi thấy có nhiều phụ nữ Việt Nam giữ vai trò lãnh đạo doanh nghiệp trong lĩnh vực nông sản và thực phẩm.
Women are involved in every aspect of agriculture. They're scientists, they're economists, they're policymakers. Women are CEOs of multinational corporations. They're the owners and operators of small businesses. And women are farmers and chefs.
Như chúng ta đã biết, hiện nay phụ nữ tham gia vào tất cả các lĩnh vực trong ngành nông nghiệp. Phụ nữ có thể là nhà khoa học, nhà kinh tế hoặc nhà lập định chính sách. Phụ nữ cũng có thể là những tổng giám đốc của các công ty đa quốc gia, chủ sở hữu và điều hành các doanh nghiệp nhỏ. Phụ nữ cũng có thể là người nông dân hay đầu bếp.
Women are not only an integral part of agriculture, they're the face of it. Women in agriculture have a powerful story to tell, and it's one of good stewardship of natural resources, resilience in the face of hardship, and leadership in the agricultural industry.
Phụ nữ không chỉ là một phần cấu thành mà còn là bộ mặt của ngành nông nghiệp, và phụ nữ trong ngành nông nghiệp có những câu chuyện mang đầy tính cảm hứng và năng lượng để chia sẻ.
I'm looking forward to hearing the stories of our speakers tonight and to talking with all of you about your perspectives and your experiences as women in agriculture in Vietnam. I want to learn about how we can work together to advance the role of women in agriculture specifically and business generally.
Phụ nữ là những người quản lý tài nguyên thiên nhiên, sự bền bỉ đối với mọi thách thức. Tôi rất là mong muốn được lắng nghe những câu chuyện cho các vị khách mời chia sẻ tối nay và trao đổi với tất cả các bạn về quan điểm và kinh nghiệm trong vai trò lãnh đạo phụ nữ ở Việt Nam và làm sao để chúng ta có thể nâng cao vai trò của phụ nữ.
I want to thank you for coming tonight, and I very much hope that this event continues the conversation about what about the role of women in agriculture, how it serves as a conduit to spark new ideas on how to create the next generation of women leaders in business and in agriculture.
Cảm ơn tất cả bạn đã tới đây tham dự sự kiện tối nay, và tôi hy vọng sự kiện này sẽ tiếp nối những cuộc trao đổi của chúng ta về vai trò của phụ nữ trong ngành nông nghiệp như một cách để chúng ta đưa những sáng kiến mới, đóng góp và tạo dựng một thế hệ lãnh đạo nữ tương lai trong lĩnh vực nông nghiệp.
But before we begin, I hope you join me in a toast. I would like to toast to good health, happiness, greater opportunity, and fewer barriers for all women. Thank you. Cheers.
Cùng tôi năm nay cho sức khỏe, hạnh phúc và chúc cho nhiều cơ hội lớn hơn đến với chúng ta, và cũng chào cả những ngày càng một ít đi.
Yeah, xin cảm ơn quý vị.
It's right over there. And Kaylin is the CEO of Premier Foods, which is responsible for the awesome catering we have tonight, as well as the US beef, US cherries, US pecans, and she's also a close personal friend of mine, so thank you so much. And now I would like to introduce another friend of mine. Where is she? Oh, there. Ms. Tu Minh Hang, who is the co-founder and general manager of CASAWINES, which is an importer and distributor of U.S. wines in Vietnam. And actually, you're all drinking her wine tonight. Thank you. We can also thank Ms. Hang for the lovely gift she provides that you all get on the way out. So, and with that, I just want to hand over the mic to Hang, and she's going to share her inspirational story about how she became involved in the agricultural industry. So thank you so much.
So thank you very much to you, U.S. Consulate C.G. Marita Moore and Megan Francis from USDA for bringing all the beautiful business women here tonight by hosting this very special event, the Women of Agriculture Networking. It is really my honor to be here for sharing my own aspiration of doing business in Vietnam, particularly in the top job, selling wine. Selling something everyone loves, product, right? So, but only U.S. wine. And as a part of American Vietnamese, so I've been loved wine for so long. And starting with my story that I have been keen on my own quote, working from your heart, and your passion will bring up the achievements. The matter of fact, they come sooner or later, so don't give up. So that starts my little story, how I wind up in wine business, starting with my love story. Back in 2003, I met with, back then, boyfriend, but now husband. It's been 17 years, love story, yes. And he really bring me to wine business. I started drinking wine. The first few days, you couldn't believe that it's hard, right? Difficult. And I become like addicted to that. And a part of being his assistant by coordinating him to an importer in Vietnam, that's where I learned wines. And after we got married and I moved to US 2010, and we got a baby 2011, and 2012 certainly we have an opportunity to work with one winery in Napa Valley, especially actually Sonoma, Santa Rosa. They proposed to my husband, his name is Ed Perry, Italian American. So we live in California as well. And they proposed us and see, Hank, can you do wine? So, all right. Something on my gut, I say, okay. And then I start to study a little bit for 3 weeks. And I say, okay, yes. And then I start a business called CASAWINES. So a little time to talk about Casa. Well, actually, one day morning, I look at my dogs and named Casanova. Because Italian, everything in the house Italian names. My son, my husband. And Casanova is a long name for a business, and then certainly they come up with, okay, CASAWINES, right there. And CASAWINES, it turns out, I asked my husband, what casa any meaning? So it turns out he say casa is home. Spanish. So certainly it's, oh, maybe something meant to be. And then I came back, I say, look like I came back to Vietnam to do investment. And jump up a little bit, make it quick. And first few years really tough when you start a business, especially wine. Back then, Chilean wine, Australian wine was only top mind of everyone. We started business with 4 staff, and we knock on each door, each restaurant. We went, okay, no, US wine very expensive, and we all still get used to with Chilean wine, Australian wine. I say, I never give up. I say, because I saw the whole market, whole Vietnam, nobody really dedicate US wine like I'm doing right now. So I lean on that and say, okay, I have a whole pie for American wine, I believe someday, and I started to do it, and actually the good news that the wines actually kept all the customers, the quality of US product, but particularly of US wine. They bring back return customer, word of mouth and everything, and that's why we're here after 2012 to now, as I would say, about 9 years. And then also I have to thank to U.S. Consulate Department, USDAs, and Miss Mary Tanaka back then, also very supportive CASAWINES for all kind of events, using our product for many years. And even tonight, so they also bring us here for sharing how quality of U.S. wine and not expensive anymore. Anyone can afford. And we are going to have a wine training class for free coming soon. I bring in a sommelier Vietnamese, so I will launch sometime in April. So I hope everyone will start to think about wine. So contact us. Okay, and I think last thing I would like to share a message to everyone doing business. Not only U.S. product, but just yourself, and be strong. Pursue your dream, what you want to be like. Don't be afraid to fail. Everything can start from the scratch. And never stop learning new things, and very special, love what you do. Alright, so thank you very much.
Ian Lin, who is the Chief Sales Officer of Viet Cotton Yarn. And I just got to know Ms. Lin very recently, but I was very struck by her commitment to sustainability and the Stay Strong message, which I think she'll tell us about tonight. So, and then Ms. Lin also provided some swag for everyone that she designed herself from U.S. Cotton, so thank you.
Thank you so much, the U.S. Consulate. I appreciate this very much. How do I fit in with the woman in agriculture? My family has a business in textile, an integrated supply chain. We do all the way from spinning to garment and to fashion. And in spinning, we have to use cotton. And we use more than 80% of USA cotton, especially Supima as well. So the little present that I prepared today, they actually make from Supima, the best cotton in the world, coming from the US. I'm very proud to say. Actually, and I mean, I want to share a little story about how I started my own fashion brand 3 years ago. My family is 3 generations in textile and coming 4, because my daughter, 11 years old, she's already showing a lot of interest. So yeah, 4th generation coming up is pretty good. My fashion brand is a startup, super difficult to do, very difficult to send a message to the consumer that we need to basically, consume less. Really, we do have to consume less. And I'm very passionate about cotton. I want everything that I make, if it's not 100% cotton made, then it has to be cotton rich. And it should be cotton USA because it's transparent, it's great quality, and cotton why is so important, why it's so good for the environment, because it leaves the less footprint on the environment. And the present today is a white t-shirt, and it's white because also white leaves the less footprint again on the environment. So I just want to send a message that fashion should not be glamorous, it should be functional, it should be fun, it should last. And we should be able to use the item over and over again in many different ways. And when you get bored of it a little bit, we put it in the wardrobe somewhere, we bring it back a few years later, we give it to somebody, and everyone can still have fun with it later on. I mean, that's the best way, the easiest way to be sustainable. You know, just all of the big talk out there of to do child labor, to use less polyester, to basically consume less is the easiest way really for that. And in Vietnam somehow the consumer is not really there yet. I guess the message is simple, but it's quite hard for the consumer in Vietnam to understand that and to accept a brand new fashion label that is quite international, that is really focusing on high quality, reasonable pricing. I face a lot of